This game certainly with lottery implications as Slauson gets free.
His road to getting through. So all of these minutes are highly impactful and matter. And key for the organization itself.
Back ironing off, burying the three.
Well, you said it. He was a huge part of that win the other night over the course of his time on the floor. Been playing really well.
In the corner, Liddell quickly out of his hands and in. Back to...
Yeah, initially, both these teams were doing a good job of just attacking and getting the rim, and now Peter looks great.
Potter left alone. The reality of what's going on in their season. Does Rick really need to be here those games if he has something important in his life elsewhere? I like that Indiana's honoring that.
And I think you see that a lot of organizations. I would speak the same thing about how the Brooklyn Nets operate.
Oh, what a throwdown there. Obi Toppin.
Does it really matter?
Here's Liddell. Liddell into the paint. Little fadeaway. Rims in. Moving around to Walker. Potter gets, he has 115 made threes this year. Wemby is the only 7-footer with more as Toppin lays it in. Walker will kick it to the corner. Jones can't hit the three. Toppin slides in for the reverse.
Good leg work.
Little setup from Thompson, who buries the three.
With someone's game, how they play, what happened in previous matchups.
On the follow, Huff is there for the finish. Peter buries the three.
Piping hot.
You already did a Peter Piper.
Again, I told you, I'll give you one.
Okay. Knocked around. Oh, wow. Jones just fired a missile.
Be able to create that second chance.
On the cut. Little reverse is good for Cam Jones. Nice move there.
Cam Jones is doing a really solid job at how he's been organizing things.
As Saraf gets downhill for the finish, and the rebound, Wilson out there with Smith, Liddell, Saraf, and Powell. Here's Wilson. Wilson barrels in, banks it home. Lloyd Pierce was stunned. There wasn't nothing. Wiggling his way inside. Laid it up too short. Under 8 minutes to go in the second quarter. Jackson explodes to the cup.
Season to season, what happens and how things play out. That season to season, that's game to game, month to month. And so for all of those things, we appreciate.
Cord in the atmosphere of Barclays is he appreciated how the entire fan base was really on board with the organization's vision and wanting to rebuild and knowing the steps that were needed to try and get to that place and being able to feel that understanding and support to go on this journey together with Aurelia.
And I'm sure she could speak to this, but asking about different players and the leadership and what they brought to the table during training camp is, Megan, correct me if I'm, a handful of guys talked about Tyson Etienne and pedigree and how he was able to rise into a different type of role as a veteran. Nick Claxton, who we're going to talk to during the course of the third quarter.
Potter on the tip.
He doesn't think he'll need any kind of procedure, but when I asked him just overall, how do you just look at the entire year and how it's been, he said it's been a good year for him, a lot of positive, career high free throw percentage.
They actually lose it. So it doesn't help them to have the guarantee of they won't go further than fifth or they won't go further than sixth because that's what I'm alluding to on the other end of things for Indiana as Thompson lays it in. That makes sense?
Yeah, it does. I get a little fuzzy with all of that. So I just wait and hear what it's going to be.
Pick protections make it extra confusing.
Yeah, it is.
Huff turns and finishes. Lob it in, Toppin, great position, and fillets it home. 14 points, 7 rebounds in 9 minutes for Obi Toppin. As Scott gets whacked, still finishes.
They've utilized that on the offensive side of the floor, but for the Nets kind of mixing it up here offensively.
Trey Scott in his sixth season bounce around the G League this year after whatever role you need.
You know what they say, when people tease you, it's because they love you.
I know it to be true with you. Thank you, Coos. It's been a wonderful season with you and a wonderful season with our crew. And that's what makes it so enjoyable, right? The organization has a real familial feel, and Yes Network certainly does as well. And that's why so many of us say yes.
Of where he's produced here this season, get to the paint.
Jackson gives it up. Potter in the corner. Oh, he's been on a nice little run last 6 games, 13 points, 62.5% from the floor, and 13 of 22 from 3.
I'll say it over and over again, how much they've poured into these moments, this opportunity, and for someone like Smith, in the way in which he took advantage with those 2 10-day contracts.
And you know what else is also really cool? Malachi is joining the court with EJ Liddell, a guy that he grew up with. And I asked EJ just like what his reaction to the good news from Malachi. He's like,
first of all, how are you feeling, man? I know before the game you met with the media, talked about how you kind of been dealing with this.
I think if I give it some time, I don't think I'll have to do any surgery. I'm hoping not to have to do surgery, so I'm just giving it some time to just rest and heal up.
Liddell finishing
back, he was like, I'm nice. Like, you want to see that from a young player. He shot. Having that swagger about himself. So obviously, you know, he has a long way to go. He can stay locked in the weight room, and I know he'll put the work in this summer going forward.
When we talk timing or about trying to understand exactly how you want the ball, where you want the ball, what are conversations and dialogue like?
Throughout my career, you know, I played with some really special players, so just trying to be as vocal as I can and help them out as much as I can out there, and yeah, just helping them grow. Like in Brooklyn, it's pretty strict. Like you gonna do all your corrective work, all your pre-court work, and they do a really good job of just making sure guys are locked in every day. I think he had a phenomenal year. Obviously, he was almost All-Star. I think he should have been All-Star, but yeah. Oh.
Nets turn it over there. Here's Jackson able to finish. Let's talk about Yegor Jolman for a minute. The highest pick that you guys had of those 5 rookies. He seemed to really quickly develop a knack for big shots in the clutch. As someone who's on the
floor.
Came
through for us a lot. And yeah, it surprised me. It did. Like I didn't know much about Yegor coming out. So, but
12 points, 5 assists tonight. He's 6 of 11 from the floor. Liddell has 15 points, 10 rebounds with a double-double, and buries the 3. That's now 18 for EJ Liddell. That's 3 straight games in double figures after he had never had 2 straight.
An awesome efficiency.
Boy, Jacob loves a good reverse.
Like it almost would have been better just to stay straight on.
Liddell, not that time. Remember Mason Plumlee when it feels like that. He loved a good reverse.
On a stage, and he said that the fans are so great. I asked him for one of his favorite moments interacting with fans. He said, I can't not mention Mr. Whammy, the energy that he brings every single night.
Oh, yeah?
I think so. That's what I've heard. Walker, oh, top in. Looking to take Scott, going to kick it out instead. 5 on the shot clock. Walker slides it in, top in the turn, and the finish.
First of all, those are some great outfits for those beautiful women. But also, she was just bringing up her phone.
Yeah.
Like it was really poor timing.
Like leopard print or something like that.
Thanks, Ryan.
You got it. Saraf. Oh, they're going to count it, plus the foul. Have to give her credit there as well. Poked away by Slauson. Peter gets it ahead. Potter. Well, you go in an NBA game, you put up those numbers, you're going to feel good. If the Nets drop the final 2 games in addition to this one, they will guarantee top 3 lottery odds, top picks overall. Nets will have Milwaukee on Friday. And then Toronto, who's still battling for playoff positioning. Well, that will finish up the Nets' home season here at Barclays.